audio will be better on this episode, but we'll progress and see what happens. With me, as always, is Javis, and the name on there now is Jay Long. So we're gonna try and talk and have a conversation about the DCEU because that's just me being funny and silly. But um, the conversation that we said we were gonna talk about is who we wanted to see playing what in these new characters. I don't know if anything has come out yet as of late, but um, is there someone in particular you would like to see as Superman?
In Superman,
Correct.
um, it would be nice to have some screen time and not kill him off on the side of the movie like they did in Batman versus Superman, which sucked. But of like just characters, it would be nice to have a storyline with Jimmy Olsen. Uh, Other than that, and actual superheroes, I'm actually looking forward to the new Flash movie. I know that Kara was
Kara.
picked because sorry, she was picked because they were having some issues with Henry Cavill and making sure that he can get into the film. So when they finally decided to be Superman at that time, they ended up going with Supergirl. So I'm really interested to see what she brings to this film and if this is going to make it um into the DC universe, James Gunn's DC universe. So I'm excited to see that. I'm excited what they might do. Um, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. What do you think might possibly he might possibly bring into, or who you're interested in seeing?
I haven't given it much thought of who I would like to see play Superman again. It's just there are so many actors out there, um, and I get the feeling it's probably going to be an unknown person. It's not going to be someone like, oh my gosh, we've seen them in everything. It's going to be some hidden person that was in like a couple of movies and no one's really known them to see what they can do, and he's going to jump out and be that like breakout character, kind of like in a way Henry Cavill was, because like we didn't know much about him before Superman, and then when he was Superman, we're like, oh my gosh, this is the part. So I'm hoping they're gonna do that same kind of surprise with this particular time. I want to see someone that looks the part. I know, me and you, when it comes to the Batman movie, we have our issues there. But for the Superman, I'm really interested to see who they bring to the table. And going back to your subject of the Flash, like I ended up seeing the trailer again because today I went and saw Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantum Mania, and they showed, of course, the Flash trailer, and it's just it is a hype I that I like. I don't know how well the storyline is gonna be, but as far as I'm concerned, the trailer was enough for me to be like, okay, I want to see this. I want to see where we're going with this. I want to see what's gonna happen, and I'm floored. I'm excited. I can't wait. Um, I am going to be in the theater watching this movie, whether I'm alone, whether I'm with family or friends. This is definitely a go to the theater and watch because I need to see. Um, I need to see it on a bigger screen than mine. I only have a 75-inch screen. I need a bigger screen so I can see as much as possible to see what's going on. And it's kind of nice, to be honest, to have that feeling again. Like it's not every day you think about these movies and stuff and get excited about going to the movie theater. It's changed since COVID about getting excited about the movie theater. And now all of a sudden, like I'm excited again about going to the movie theater. I'm like, that says a lot. So for me, it's just like, let's bring something to the table that is gonna actually like really flow. And I think this might be it. Might have lost you on the audio a little bit by hitting the button I just did. So we'll see if you're still there or not.
Can
Yep,
you
you're
hear
back
me?
on again. So whatever you did when I did it before, whether it was adjust your mic or do something to the setting on your thing, do that again. Which is funny because when you lose a, yep, you're back now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
yeah,
you
no,
know what that is now. I'm I'm learning this software, guys, as we're sitting there doing this because we did the first video and it was completely with like overlays of trailers to the movies and stuff that we were talking about. But the way we were talking, I'm like, let's just go ahead and invest in what we need to because I'm like, I have all the equipment, I just don't know how to stream it properly, and I'm like, let me just figure this out. So I took the time to do this, but it's just a matter of making sure all this works, and it's a trial basis. Like this is episode 3 of 5,000. I guarantee you, on the 5,000 episode, we'll have it completely, ready to go. It'll be the last episode, but it'll be ready to go. So we're gonna kick it that way. So I
It'll
think we're both in
it'll be
agreement
super
about.
popular, and it's still gonna look like this.
Yeah, it is. I totally feel that way. 'Cause I'm not gonna put any extra effort in. It'll be like we'll have millions of dollars, and I'm still using the same equipment from the first day we did it. 'Cause, like literally, if people
Still,
can see my equipment right now, I'm sure everyone's wondering like, why is he facing in that direction? And the reason why I am is because even though the camera is right here, this monitor is broken on my laptop, so I have to look at everything on the TV right next to me. So that's why I'm looking this way. But in all
it
honesty,
makes me want
I
to
like it.
look this way just so
Yeah.
that I.
Like I was hoping that you would kind of like pick up on that and just turn your head a little bit and do it without ever saying anything. But I'm like, that'll be actually perfect. So that way, then it kind of looks like we're having a conversation because it's kind of weird when I'm seeing people like talk to each other and they're both looking just like this. I'm like,
Directly
they're
at
not
the
looking at each other.
screen.
But I'm really loving this angle right here because it's just, I don't know, it feels like I'm looking at you and having a conversation with you, and you're looking away from me like, what is he talking about? I don't want to talk to him. And I'm trying to ignore him. So it works in both ways.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
Cool.
To quote Jim Carrey, but you remember he used to say that.
Yes, it was the weird way. I like it a lot, and that was from Dumb and Dumber.
Oh my
Yes.
God, trip down memory
Could you see Jim
lane.
Carrey in a Marvel or DC universe?
Hell yes. Okay, I don't know if we can curse, but
Yes, you can.
yes. That is something I always wanted to see. He was the remember that he was a Riddler in Batman.
Yes.
So I mean, to see him play a new, I don't think that he can. And I hate to say the actor. I, I don't want to see him as a villain again because the villains of much darker than his Riddler was. There's multiple different superheroes that I think would be cool to see him the other day. To see him be in an older version of Booster Gold would be pretty cool. Um, to see him be of another hero that I would love to for him to, but there's many out there. It would be cool to. I mean, Maker. There's some of those heroes that they just kind of pulled out of their hat. So for him, so I don't know. I think that there's a lot of potential there for a lot of him.
I look at Jim Carrey and I'm like, he's a balanced actor. And I feel like he can play anything. I've seen him in serious things. I've seen him in fun things. I mean, he played Dr. Eggman in Sonic the Hedgehog movies, and everyone was like, "Are you kidding me? He's gonna do that?" And then you see him in the movie, like, "Oh my gosh, he actually really nails it!" Like it's
Yeah,
fun to see him,
yeah,
and I laugh. Like I'm sitting there in this movie and I'm laughing and I'm enjoying myself. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this movie's a hit because of Jim Carrey. He really brings that character in." And it was, for me, it was brilliant. I loved it. So yeah, I'm all the way for Jim Carrey playing something, whether he chooses to be good or chooses to be bad. It's just it works either way. So yeah,
yeah. I
I
agree.
think I'm a Jim Carrey fan all the way. So all right. So the next thing we were going to talk about, which I think we still need to kind of get back to the first thing we were talking about because we kind of went back to the Flash storyline again, but we haven't really picked out characters who we want to see, because if they're gonna do a Superman movie, there's gonna be another Lois Lane. So, any thoughts to would would it be okay? Because this is what I've been thinking for a while. What if there was an Asian Lois Lane?
I knew, I knew you were gonna bring it up. I knew it was coming. Yeah, why? I was so adamant and against you when you tried to hold, but I am so for a different race, Lois Lane, and I don't know. I really, really, really think it would be great to see an Asian Lois Lane. I don't even mind that, because she's not the character. You're still gonna get some pushback. You're still gonna get a lot of people that are upset, but at the same time, it's just like from the storyline. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't change her background. It doesn't change. It's just Lois Lane. And so when it comes to that, I completely agree. I think that would be a great way to shake things up and and still do tons of money. But I also say that what they did to that poor girl in Star Wars, and she, that was written, like they wrote her in, that was already there, and they totally Star Wars and the girl that played in the movie. So it's like I'm always on the fence about doing that, is because they are literally out here ruining people who have nothing to do with this. But I don't know. Star Wars, but a toxic fan base. So I don't think DC will ever get that way. I mean, liberties before, and sometimes the movie did well, sometimes, but the DC fan base has never been that toxic. I I hope and pray that yeah, maybe I'm just jumping the gun, and because Star Wars fans be different. But no, I completely agree. I think that this is something I would like to see. I think that Gunn is gonna have a field day narrowing down characters to play these roles. That there's some of them that he really is going to have some fun with. I hope, at least I hope.
All right. I'm trying to figure out because I'm going in order of some of these people that I'm seeing, and I don't know if this person is Simone Ashley or not. But I'm going to try to see if I can do an overlay and you can see it. So, because again, I'm trying to use this technology. I'm gonna click show. Do you see her?
Yes, I do.
So I'm like, that could be Lois Lane. I'd totally be fine with that.
Well, that would be a phenomenal Lois Lane.
So I'm like, I'm seeing her. I'm trying to figure out if this is like what it says on here, Simone Ashley, because I don't know what order is going in, top to bottom, bottom to top, or whatever. But if that is, it could not even be who I think it is, and I could be completely screwing up on not knowing who this is. So it's just this is the first one that popped up, and it sure it said something about crazy rich Asians, but I don't even know what nationality this person is or anything. But I'm like, that could be a Lois Lane just looking at the person and knowing this is a famous actress. I don't know who it is, but I'm like, I if you are a great actress and you can pull off the roles you need, then like just give someone else a chance. It always seems like um they seem to pick the same. Um this is Lena Condor.
Are you looking up
I'm looking at some of these, and they're already in uh some of the Marvel or DC world. But
Oh, they're already in the
here, just
movie.
scroll through here as I'm talking to you. But I think it'd be really cool to just change that up. Wow, it pulled up Aquafina, and I was like, I really like her. So Aquafina did such an amazing job, and um I know the words chi in there, and this is what I do for trying to do a podcast with you this
Shang-Chi?
late at night. Huh?
Chi? Or
What's
Shang-Chi?
the Asian movie that just came out from Marvel?
Yeah, something of something.
This is embarrassing, and this is why we should not discuss this.
Joe,
Um,
about DC. You
yeah.
skipped into Marvel. This is where we're
Yeah, I should stick to what I know.
No,
Um,
and I wish I could laptop, you guys. I'll be able to look stuff up too, but I wish I could look up. They released a list of characters that could possibly be the upcoming DC universe and superheroes that are. So I wanted to talk about that, but I can't remember and which heroes are going to be making a appearance. One thing they did talk about is Panna finally to the big screen or even the small screen. I wouldn't
who?
be out to the small screen too. You said what?
Who?
Zatanna.
Oh, okay. You kept cutting off every time you said it, so yeah, all right. I got it now.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
No,
I
that's fine.
would really like to know how they tackle doing magic. And we did see a little bit of that with Doctor Fate in the oh my god, the movie with the Rock.
Black Adam.
Got him. Yeah, we got a little bit of magic out of them, but it wasn't
Did you see
enough.
Black
And
Adam?
yeah,
Did you like it?
I actually enjoyed it.
Okay, I'll watch it tomorrow then. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as bad as people are saying. I mean, it's not the best DC movie that has come out, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great movie to take your family to go see. If you love The Rock and you love superheroes, it's a great movie. I mean, you know, being in the DC universe, even though it is. Um, but I really, and I was one of those people that was just like, I don't know if The Rock can really invite, and he did, and they canceled the whole doggone series, and you're just like I would have been really, I would have really upset if I was him because this is put some work into this, and that's why I felt bad for him as well as Henry Cavill jumped back on board only for but Henry I'm back. But Henry Cavill just went back on board, um, and they let him go. And then The Rock released a movie that they said he could not do, a movie that they said he wouldn't be good in the role. He was actually pretty damn good,
Wait, who said he wouldn't
and
be good in the role?
they fired the both of them for it. And I get it; they were about to reshape this whole universe, but it was just bad timing, man. The movie was good, but the movie was really good.
Who said he would not be good in that movie? Because I actually thought he would be a good Black Adam.
A lot of people were upset. They were upset about the fact of calling him Black Adam and him not being fully black. They were upset about him not having the acting chops to bring a superhero to the screen like that. Especially one with such I want to say emotional backstory. They were upset about a lot of things. They did not. The DC fandom did not want him in this role, but he's been attached since freaking 2003. So they had to make this movie at some point. I wish they had waited until James Gunn was on board so that he could have done it with him. But yeah,
So overall, you feel it was a bad decision for The Rock to try and do what he did. I mean, he could have pulled it off where he rebooted in his. Well, I mean, in my opinion, The Rock was trying to not reboot, but bring some life more into it for the DCU without changing anything. So
yes,
everybody would still keep their jobs, and he did something that we all thought was not going to happen, which was to bring Henry Cavill back, and he did. Like we
yep,
can like say, I know you haven't said anything negative, but out there in the world, people have said negative things, and I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, This is still the man who was able to communicate with Henry Cavill, and Henry Cavill said, "Okay, I'm back, guys." And so I'm like, there's some credit to that of saying, bringing him back onto the table to be able to play that Superman character. And then there was going to be another Superman movie. So it was just like, okay, we're getting what we want again. And then James Gunn comes in and is like, no, we're going to let all you guys go. Appreciate everything that you've done. And I'm not, when I go on my little rant, I'm not mad at James Gunn for doing what he did. He's building what he knows and what he thinks is the greatest idea. And I can respect that because I'm sure people had whatever their thoughts were about Marvel and how it should be built and how it should be done. So this is James Gunn's version of how he wants to create it. But at the same time, I also feel that there should be some props given to The Rock for being able to say, hey, I want to keep whatever's there, but I want to grow it. And I think a little bit of his issue may have been trying to place Black Adam at the top as opposed to just letting Black Adam be where he was. And I think if he had just
Yes.
made I think if he had decided to become more behind the scenes instead of in front and do the Black Adam movie, like yes, do the Black Adam movie, but don't make that the big thing. But still bring in, bring back Superman, Batman, Shazam, all of them. Make a movie, bring them all together, do another, Justice League thing going on and stuff, and concentrate more on that and less of it being all about Black Adam, because I'm like, Black Adam is not DCU in the sense of the overall encumbrance of what it is. If he's a small part in a big cog, but he still is an important cog, but not the big cog. And I'm like, if he had just done that, would have warmed up to say, you know what, let's see what he can do. But instead, he tried to change what was perfect in comic books. Like, there's a reason why the comic books lasted, because it made sense. It worked. People liked it. People loved it, and there was a fandom about all of it. And the thing was, is that it worked. It worked very well. And I've always been a person like, if it's not broke, why are you trying to fix it? So do a Black Adam movie. Great. Let's see you do a Black Adam movie. Make it all about Black Adam because it's a Black Adam movie. But then incorporate him slowly into the to that universe, and but not make him the thing, but make him a thing that ends up either A, destroying things, or B, helping out, anti-hero, whatever y'all choose to do. But don't make him the one that's the thing that's gonna bring everybody together, because it's just like that doesn't work.
Yep. I agree. It would have been perfect as a another movie in the franchise. But I think when people heard that he wants to make it the focal point, I think that that turned a lot of heads, and they started to really scrutinize this movie. And for good purpose, it does have its flaws, but I think they were on. I think everyone was just like, if you're gonna make this the focal point, you really need to make this movie, I don't know, extreme. You have to go to the extreme. It has to be the best. It has to be, if you're gonna make a movie a focal point, then it needs to be freaking The Flash. Like, as we've seen from the trailer. Like, that's the type of movie that needs to be at the focal point of the resurgence of everything. But it's not that movie. It's just another pretty good superhero movie. So I think that's where he fell short. I completely agree with that. But yeah, you can't really blame him for doing it because honestly, it might not have been perfect and it might not have been, the best, but I think he would have done it. I think Black Adam, doing Black Adam, which Black Adam did do pretty good at the theater, doing Black Adam and bringing Henry Cavill back and reshaping it around these characters now. You have the Shazam that's about to come out too. And at the end of the day, everybody knows that there is a pretty damn good animated movie that's based off of Superman and Shazam versus Black Adam. That's what we were wanted. That's what the fans wanted. We all wanted that. We wanted to see Zachary Levi, The Rock, and Henry Cavill go to war in the middle of a movie. And that's what it was leading to. And I think the big letdown is that we're never going to get that now.
We're, well, he said Elseworld.
He did say Elseworld, but I think that with everything that's happening, I just don't see Henry Cavill coming back now. After everything that they've been through, he's left, they've dragged him back, and then he was fired. I just don't. He's not the type of dude that's gonna be like, you know what, you guys, I see you got something, and I'm just nah.
I,
I think he's salty.
I want to agree with you, but it's the interesting thing that I've seen about Henry Cavill is he feels like he's one of us in like real life. Like he's the one playing Dungeons and Dragons. He's the one playing video games. He's the one that's really into The Witcher, which is why he read all the books and wanted to do exactly how the book was spot on. He is that kind of person for us. So if there's an opportunity for him to have Superman come back and it's gonna do justice and it's gonna go with the fans that he's obtained, I think there's a high chance of him saying, you know what? I know I got screwed once, twice, maybe three times, but if this is James Gunn saying, you know what, we have our Superman, but there's an Elseworld Superman that we can still have, and is okay with it, then I think it could work. I think he could actually just do something like that, and we actually could get the chances are slim to zero. But there's always that 1% chance, and I'm not gonna let that door close because Henry Cavill coming into this type of role in this type of world was, I think, something we truly needed. He even did so good in the Mission Impossible movie. There's a thing where the word to describe it was he cocked his hands for a fight scene. There's a scene where he's getting ready to fight, and he goes the way he does it, and so they end up doing an interview, and he was in a fight scene, and they hit him or whatever, and he fell, and then when he got up, he did that, and like he cocked his hands, like he was getting like his hands were guns, and he did the scene, and then was it Tom Cruise was like, wait, what did you just do? He's like, I'm sorry. He said it just felt like, no. I want you to do that again. That was freaking awesome. So they watched it like 30, like this is Tom Cruise watching that scene over and over again because he thought that was the coolest thing in the world. And I'm like, that's the Henry Cavill we know and love. And like it wasn't supposed to be a part of the scene, and it ended up becoming probably one of the coolest scenes in that scene. And I'm like, that's because he's a fan, and like it's a person that's a fan creating something, and then you end up getting what he's able to serve to the community with his movies and shows and things he's brought to the table. And I'm like, that's what I love. I'm hoping this is what we're gonna get with James Gunn, a fan that's creating something, because I don't think any of the stuff that was created before really truly had the fans in mind, but
Hmm.
the numbers for the let's make a $500 million like return on this $200 million movie.
Yeah,
That's where their mindset was, and I'm like, you could potentially do that, and yes, it could work, but it's not gonna give you the seats that you want for the
hmm,
Marvel world. But if you
yeah,
do something that the fans truly love, what we grew up with, and you keep those storylines the same, but just put it in live action movie form, we're gonna go see it. We're gonna support you. We're gonna show the love and all of that. Henry Cavill brought that. I think The Rock was trying to bring that, but I think there was a caveat to his style, which kind of messed him up a little bit. And sometimes you have to just be humble in what you're doing. And he had something great, but I don't think he was humble enough to put himself in the back seat and let it grow the way it's
yeah,
supposed to. Let this grow without me being in the forefront. let me be in the background. Let me be a background character. There's some who is it? Famous actor, the dude that did Footloose. Um, who just did
Kevin Bacon.
yeah, Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon's that actor. Kevin Bacon cares more about making sure the movie shows what it needs to show more than making sure he's getting the on-screen camera time. And he's willing to be a big part in the role, and he's willing to be a completely small part in a role. And because he's able to do that, the movie's more important. The style of the movie's more important than him um, being in the movie saying, you know what, I didn't get this many lines, I didn't get to do this, and I go like you do that, then you're screwing yourself of the movie. And I'm like, he's one of the people that's able to do that. There's a few actors out there that do that. They care more about making. And the guy that does Shazam, he's one of those people as well.
Yep.
Like, let's do this right. And
Zachary
plus,
Levi.
Shazam was fun. So when you get actors like that that care more about the role being right than they care about making sure they have enough on-screen time, is just you get something incredible. Same thing I think for like Samuel Jackson and a few others out there. You get an incredible role. Wow, Samuel L. Jackson doing a DC movie would be
That
incredible.
would be incredible. And you know where they can bring him in? The Waller series. It would be phenomenal for him and Viola Davis on the screen
Oh my
screaming
gosh.
at each other.
I would just watch a movie with them yelling at each other. Oh my, so they should just do a lawyer movie.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh
my
my
gosh.
god.
Just forget
Everyone will
like
be on the
Marvel and
edge of their
DC,
seats.
put them two together and doing a lawyer argument. I
That's
wouldn't
it.
even know who to pick. That
it
would be the hardest movie in the world. Like, who should win this case? It's like it don't even matter who the people are. It's like so you just voting for like Viola or Samuel. Oh my gosh! Wow, Jay,
it,
you just
And if you
that
add
just
some
brought the justice
emotion to
crazy.
it, like make it like some sort of like, I don't know, two really emotional cases where you're just like, he didn't do it, but he didn't mean to, and all this other type of stuff. That that's an Oscar right there,
That's an Oscar, right? That's the instant Oscar if there ever was one. It was like how to make an Oscar right there. There you go.
right there.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and end this because it's a half hour point, a little bit over. But thank you, Javis, so much for doing another show with me, and I look forward to doing a bunch more.
Me
Thank
too.
you for all the people that watch and continue to watch. We're gonna keep doing what we're doing, and this is episode 3. We'll see you guys on episode 4. Take
All right,
care.
see you guys soon.